It's 7:03 on Monday, September 8th. We're at 54 degrees this morning. Sunny later, highs in the mid-70s today. Good morning, I'm John Aaron.
And I'm Michelle Basch. The top local story we're following, her children disappeared more than a decade ago. Now a judge will decide if a local woman is competent to stand trial for their murder or if the case should be thrown out. WTOP's Neil Augenstein reports a Montgomery County judge is scheduled to hear arguments this afternoon.
Catherine Hoggle was recently re-indicted in the disappearance of 2-year-old Jacob and 3-year-old Sarah Hoggle, who were last seen with their mother. The original indictments were dismissed in 2022 because Maryland law says a person charged with a felony can only be held 5 years if they remain incompetent to stand trial. In a motion filed Friday, Hoggle's lawyer, David Fellison, says prosecutors haven't provided any new evidence and the indictment should be dropped. The judge had ordered a new competency evaluation, which the prosecutors and defense received last week, according to court records. The sealed findings will be discussed in this afternoon's hearing. Hoggle's lawyer writes it's believed there'll be no substantial change in this ordered competency evaluation. Regardless of what the doctor who did the evaluation believes, it'll ultimately be up to the judge to determine whether Catherine Hoggle is competent to stand trial. Neil Augenstein, WTOP News.
President Trump's public safety emergency in D.C. is set to expire Wednesday with no sign that Congress plans to extend it. This would effectively end Trump's control over D.C. police, but the end of the emergency does not necessarily mean that National Guard troops or federal agents will leave the city's streets. Rather than extend the emergency, House Republicans are now turning their attention to a package of crime reform bills targeting D.C. They argue that Mayor Muriel Bowser has been cooperating with federal authorities and that crime rates are gradually falling.
Hail indeed. The Commanders beat New York to win their season opener. And even though the victory was over the hard luck Giants, WTOP's Jimmy Alexander found plenty of pumped up fans.
You're going down.
Pat is a proud Washingtonian.
The whole store's upside down. Remember, dreams don't come easy.
I expect us to win 12, 13 games for the year.
Pat's husband James has faith in the Commanders, as does this Cowboys fan.
They are setting it on fire.
Yvonne Johnson drove over 2 hours from West Virginia to see the game in person.
Jaden Daniels has given this team so much light. The fans are out of control, and so I have to come down when I can and just feel it. It's amazing.
What about your Cowboys?
Yeah,
From Northwest Stadium, Jimmy Alexander, WTOP News.
Now, our Dave Preston is breaking down what worked and what didn't work for the offense and the defensive line, the offense and the defense in this win.
Really handcuffed, yes, a veteran Russell Wilson making his first start on a new offense, but still the defense, really stood and delivered. What didn't work, 12 penalties for 89 yards. Now, that might not hurt against a team that's in last place like the New York Giants, but it's going to hurt against the contenders. They do need to clean that up, and quickly.
And the Commanders hit the road to take on the Green Bay Packers this Thursday.
A heads up for Bay Bridge drivers. Lane and full span closures are scheduled for this week. Starting today through Wednesday, expect one lane of the eastbound span to close between 9 a.m. and 2:30 in the afternoon. On Thursday, a single eastbound lane could be closed from 9 in the morning till 1 p.m. In addition, the entire eastbound span is set to shut down during overnight hours starting tonight through Thursday morning and again late Saturday into early Sunday. When the eastbound span is closed, the westbound span carries two-way traffic. Now, the Maryland Transportation Authority says it's part of ongoing maintenance work as well as deck replacement work. All closures are weather dependent. Keep it here on WTOP for real-time traffic updates all this week.
The State Department is hiring new Foreign Service officers after firing hundreds of them this summer. But candidates must take a new version of the Foreign Service Officer Test. The Daily Caller reports earlier versions of the test asked candidates several questions about how often they socialize with members of different ethnic or cultural groups. A senior State Department official said Secretary of State Marco Rubio was restoring a system where talent, not affirmative action, drives opportunities.
Coming up on WTOP in Money
Maryland
News.
is losing money on vehicle registrations to Virginia. How Maryland is fighting back. I'm Ian Crawford.
Traffic and weather in 30 seconds.